Hello, hello, nobody, no one's there yet. Oh man, this is the first time I've done the Friday evening live chat and no one's been waiting. Well, I'd start talking to myself. Well, it's been an exciting week this week, lots going on. Did you have snow today? We had snow in Kent, but not actually where we are. But I was on the motorway earlier and I was being passed by cars with, oops, I'm moving the camera slightly, with snow on the roofs, and that was quite exciting. I haven't had snow in Kent for about 2 years. Hello, Tom. Nice to see you. Yeah, what else has been going on? Oh, lots of exciting things. Lots of Alfa Romeo things. If you saw Facebook or Instagram or Twitter earlier, the 145 has survived. Hello, Davey. How are you doing? You had thunder. Yes, I was going to say, did you have thunder snow? I wondered if you'd come along. Yeah, we heard that on the news earlier. I'd never heard of thunder snow before. Sounds like something from He-Man. Thunder, 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 snow. Hello, Ben. Are you quite a bit? Where are you? Tom, where are you? What part of the country are you in to be being snowed upon? Ah, good evening, Mr. Lloyd. How are you? Did you get the invoice? Stevie, hello. Dominic, good evening. George, nice to see you. I'm doing very good indeed, thanks. Paul, hello. Craig, hello. This is suddenly going very quickly indeed. Hello, Headcorn. Yes, Ian, hello, and Teddy the Poodle. Hello, 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 James. Fly drive. See, I still can't do your name. Fly drive ride, fixed drive ride fly. Every time I get that wrong. Good evening. I haven't actually started painting the model Mercedes yet, but I will get onto that shortly. And hello, 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 Nigel. I'm running out of breath. Hello, Nigel. Hello, Maxi Dine. How are you? Need to send me a message, Maxi Dine. Gosh, this is going suddenly very busy indeed. I can't keep up. Canterbury, yes. Yeah, it was cars coming from East Kent that were covered in snow when I saw them on the motorway. Davey, Scottish car enthusiast, woke up 4:45. Just noise, but no snow, no actual snow. Lots of people. Hello, hello, hello. David, Ashley, Antonio, blimey, too many people. Jason, good evening. You are quattro bright red? Yes, of course. It's a silly question. I would have one of those. And Loads of Capri. Yes, Loads of Capri. Did I enjoy the Diamond Bright video? Yes, I did. I even got an email from Diamond Bright saying they'd just seen that one and they, they really like that one. And if you're wondering what he's talking about, much to the hatred and derision of many people, Diamond Bright competition. Win yourself a really cool, it's about 75 quid before the discount they're doing for the special offer, cleaning pack. There's a video like two days ago. Yeah, me dressed up as an idiot Santa Claus. Yeah, Maxi Dine and Jason Cornell, I should put you guys together. Jason loves the UR Quattro. Maxi Dine has actually got one. Cooper, hello. Have I MIT'd the Rover? No, it's been a massively busy week and other cars have taken precedence. So it's covered in water and rain. Mr. Lloyd, he's going to refuse to pay my invoice. When we do car reviews, we often sort of say, Joseph Lloyd from Lloyd's Vehicle Consulting, if anything is damaged on the car, obviously we'll make it good. The last person to drive my Alfa 145 before it failed its MOT on horrific rust was Joseph when he did a car review on it. So I've said, quite rightly and justifiably, that he's therefore liable for the costs of repair to get that car fixed. He doesn't appear to agree with me. Gosh, there's so many comments already. I'm struggling to keep. Steve Shrimpton had plenty of snow in Suffolk. Oh, that's the direction it's coming from, isn't it? First question, crikey, from Fix Drive Fly Ride Fly. It's quite a fun channel with terrible cars like mine. UK budget car YouTube channel Car Trek. Who would I pick? Oh, blimey, that would be quite a tricky one. I think I obviously would have to put I can't say the names. LMM, Laurie's Mechanical Marvels, because they bring a lot of fun to the party. I don't know who else would. I think the usual suspects. I drive a classic could be quite entertaining. I reckon you could probably come along as well for this one. Mr. Lloyd could come along. Good evening, everyone from Hamburg. Hello, Gillian. How are you? Hope you're well. You see the Alpha's back. Well, watch the video in tomorrow morning because that explains everything and how it was. Cold but no snow in the Netherlands. Yeah, it's blooming freezing where I am right now, but no snow. Going to the west coast of England to buy a rust-free Alfa sub tomorrow. Oh, that's exciting news. I hope it is as rust-free as promised. Uh, what would Santa drive if his reindeer broke down? He'd need something good economy, but plenty of power. I reckon he'd drive one of those new Porsche. What's the new four-door saloon Porsche electric things? I reckon he'd have one of them. He's quite forward-thinking. I've forgotten the name of it. It does look quite cool though, which I do really love about that new. What the heck's it called? Someone say the name of the new Porsche electric car, because the Taycan. That's it. That's brilliant because it's an electric car that's not an SUV. It actually looks like a Porsche should look. It's brilliant. Tom Carr. Oh, the new LMM stuff is great fun with their mini broken things. Love the Rover 114 review. Thank you very much indeed. Any chance I could drive the silver Volvo 245 Estate at Stone Cold? To be honest, I did look at that, but I probably won't because I drove a 200 Saloon about a year ago, and it's kind of very similar indeed. There's not a lot else to say. That I think I couldn't make that an interesting video that's different enough from the Saloon, unfortunately. Because I did want to drive that just because I really want to drive it. I was hoping to drive the Corrado as well, but that just sold in seconds. Any advice on a 1996 Rover Kensington that hasn't moved in 10 years? Should you buy it? Well, Jake, if it's in good, solid condition, it's not rusty, and it doesn't look like it's got major problems, then yeah, give it if it's a good price as well. But yeah, flush the coolant, change the water pump, change the timing belt. Yeah, massive service. Change the gearbox oil. Yeah, change everything, but the coolant and the water pump are vital. Oh yeah, Mr. Coleman and you would do a joint car entry. That's a good idea. A UK car trek, rubbish mechanic, and Lloyd's Vehicle Consulting in a car together. Unlikely to happen for a time being. Maybe next year. Fiat Uno 75 IE or Rover 114 SLI. Do you know, I really like a Fiat Uno. I'd probably go for that. Oh yeah, Salvage Rebuilds. I've forgotten them. They're really good. I think I replied to your email that they are not that far from here, as you were rightly guessed. Up in Sheppey though, but Sheppey does have the highest level of COVID in the UK at the moment, so I don't think I'll go and visit them anytime soon. Santa would drive a 75 diesel, of course he would. Yes, how did I miss that? Thank you, Paulie. Any thoughts of getting a Rover 100 for the fleet? I probably won't. I kind of toyed with the idea of getting an early Metro because I think they're quite interesting and cool, but it doesn't really have a massive place, and there's other cars I'll probably buy ahead of that. I think if I was going to buy a Super Mini, I'd go for a Panda 100. I was quite like, yes, Marmalade #1 Porsche Taycan. Yes, we got there in the end. No such thing as a rust-free sud. Yes, it's been welded already, John. Then it's a rust-free sud. Need more Rover V8 footage. Well, I was going to go. This is Lizzie. I was going to go and do some work on it this week, but it has been bitterly cold, and I couldn't be bothered to go and be cold. I found other stuff to do on other cars that didn't involve freezing. Favorite touring car ever? 155 V6 Ti from '93. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. Or the big Volvo Estates. They were really cool as well. Oh no, all the FD1s. FD1s are great touring cars. I assume we're talking racing touring cars, not going touring holidays. Oh wow, Dominic, this is a great bit of. You're not the brochure guy from Twitter, are you? I got a Smiley Transit brochure from the other day. Extremely early 90s. Oh wow, I need to go and see that. That looks really good fun. Smiley Transits with the early slope front ones with a big grin on them on the radiator. Only real. Sorry, Ian doesn't like SUVs either. Good man. The only real Jeep to. Oh, I can't read this. It's too tiny. Range Rovers are proper off-roaders, but they are so fragile. The current Jeeps, I think, are quite decent in terms of reliability. I quite fancy a 90s Jeep, actually. Don't jump about so much. I'm trying to move up and down. I have to lean forward to read it. That's the problem. I'm too close to the camera, so that's why I'm moving back and forward. What channel was the... Oh, so someone asking someone else a question. Is Hubnut Santa? No, his beard's not big enough. Panda 4x4 fire engine. Oh, that'd be fun. You wouldn't put out very big fires, though, would you? James got a Fiat 126 bis. What was that edition? I don't remember that edition. Will you be selling the Rover convertible in the new year? Yeah, if it's ever finished, then yes, it needs to go. I'm looking forward to seeing it done because it's going to be absolutely beautiful with paint and hood and everything. It's going to be a really nice looking car. Will the Minder Capri be my new car? No, it belongs to someone who's a very, very enthusiastic and keen owner. He loves that car, and it's going to go back into his collection as soon as it's done. I'm hoping we can get a drive of it though. Just Jake back to the Metro. Only done 28,000 miles. Yeah, definitely go and buy that. That sounds great. But yeah, cam belt, water pump, coolant. Give it a couple of flushes as well because that's going to need doing. But it should be okay. Yeah, Strada R Bath 130. That'd be a great car for a video. They're really cool. Stradas, you just don't see them anymore. I don't even know if there are any left on the road in the UK. Interested in a 3-door 93 Nissan Sunny 1.4 LX? Yeah, definitely. Do you know what I think? I learned to drive in a Nissan Sunny. I was trying to work out the other day what my driving instructor had, and I'm certain it was a Nissan. But I was looking at photos of Sunnys, and it didn't look quite right. But I think it must have been a Nissan Sunny because it couldn't have been anything else. So yeah, I'd love to drive one of them. Taycan would run out of electricity before they left Birmingham or reached Birmingham, meaning Santa would have to stay. Yeah, you have to plug in. You'd have to run extensionally down the chimney. Yeah, I think Paulie's idea of a Rover 75 estate is probably quite clever. No, people were mentioning the twin cam Metro, which I haven't seen. I don't know anything about this one. I'll have to go back to the comments later on and find whose video that was and give that a watch. When is the P6 V8 going to hit the road? Hopefully not too long. It's just irritating buttoning things up things today. This week I got a real nice result. I went down to my local friendly fastening store with the one of the manifolds to say what size of bolt takes what is the hole in the bottom of this, so I can then attach the downpipes to it, because I didn't want to be attaching it to the car and then trying to guess what size bolt it was. I thought it was going to be UNF, but he disappeared around the back for a while and came back and said they were just M8 bolts. And even more nicely, he said, how many did I need? So I said, well, I need 6, but I guess I'll take a box because you've got a minimum payment of £5. And he just said, oh, here, have 6 bolts. So got the bolts. Fantastic. So, yeah. Stevie Shrimpton trying to find some old brochures I collected in the early to mid 80s. Oh, wow. Ford, Alfa, Skoda. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, get into the loft and look for that. Hang on, let's get back a tiny bit. Someone else learned to drive a Nissan Sunny. That's Antonio. Oh, decent cars. Oh, fly drive, ride, fix ride. If I say fix before fly, fly before fix. I'll get it right one day. Can't around tonight, but oh yeah, do send stuff from the garage clear out. That would be hilarious to open up. That'd be yes. In case anyone has missed this in the past, we have now got a PO box address. So if you want to send junk at your garage, we can talk about it on the monthly members chat, which then gets repeated a month later on the general channel. Then do send it to the PO box, which is listed in the address below. We can open, point, laugh, enjoy. Michael Edwards or Red Rubbo, who's my Leyland hero? I think Michael Edwards, he did his best to try and turn things around. His heart was in the right place. He did try hard. Mark IV Fiesta, I reckon they're pretty decent actually. They're basic and they're crude, but they do what they're meant to do. Is Dennis Waterman the Capri's owner? No, he's not. It would be great to get him in the car. What's my opinion of Jaguar scrapping XJ production this year? I forgot they were doing that. That's very sad indeed, because Jaguars need to be big Jaguars. If it's not a big Jag at the top of the thingy, then it's real sad. There's no hierarchy. And the SUVs I don't really like at all. The electric thing they do, it just looks so bland. When you park it from the side and hide the badges, it could be anything from any Korean manufacturer at all. It's miserable. They need the XJ in the range. Now I'm going to appear very rude indeed, but someone has super chatted £3 and I can't see who it is. So whoever that was, thank you very much indeed. That will definitely go in the tea kitty for keeping me warm in the garage. Oh, John R, thank you very much indeed. I do see it now. It appeared and disappeared before I'd even seen it. Can I pump up the volume? Yeah, probably can actually. I've made a discovery after the time that was very quiet recently that the volume control is also the microphone control on iPads. Thank you, John. I found you now. I found you now. Thank you very much indeed. That's tea and biscuits in the garage when I'm working on the V8. Gosh, there's no Jaguar XJ on the Jaguar site. Oh, Lloyd and Uncle Vernon are getting a conversation about Matty's cars. Am I going to drive an Alfa 164? Yes, because I started doing the Type 4 platform. I only found 2 of them. There is a lovely 164. I've spoken to the owner in the Midlands, and the whole COVID year thingy. It is you, isn't it, John? It's the Golf R owner here. That John. Yes, lots of cars I lined up, and then the whole COVID thing happened, so they kind of got pushed back, and I've just been kind of doing stuff that's mostly more local or near to where I've been going for work-based stuff. So yeah, the 164 is hopefully still lined up and hopefully still okay to do. But I also want to do a 166 and lots of other Alphas. There was a sud near me I was going to drive as well, but then the weather turned. Oop. Sorry, just going back. Learn to drive in a Ford Sierra Azure 2.3D. That's quite a fun car to learn to drive in. Rear-wheel drive. How close is Quentin to having an MOT? Hello, Morgana. To be honest, very close indeed. Just a couple of little niggly tiny things I need to do, but the weather's been absolutely awful this week, and I've actually been surprisingly busy with work. So the dry days, I've had to go and do my kind of proper regular work, and then the wet days I've found other stuff that doesn't involve taking the cover off. Although the rain was so hard last night that it pulled the cover into it, and then before I got a chance to go out and empty it, the rain had kind of, or the water had gone through into it, so I had to vacuum work back out the back of the car because it was soaking wet. No, I didn't know after Quentin Wilson. I named it after Quentin Tarantino because it's a Rover R8, and normally Rover R8s are brilliant, but this one is the hateful R8. Terrible puns are my thing. Oh, Guy Valentino, you had the Chroma, didn't you? Yes. Yeah. I'll find you my. You did email me, didn't you? I'll find the email. I'll drop you a message because I really want to drive the Chroma and the 164 to complete that. Only 2 Strada Abarths left on the UK roads. Blimey. I better get on with that and find one of them. Alec H, hello, first live chat. Welcome along. Am I going to review an Alfa 75? Yeah, I'd love to review an Alfa 75, but again, they're quite rare these days. All these lovely Alfas that I kind of grew up loving, they've just vanished. That's why I was putting so much effort into the 145. Did I do that? Find a bit of welding. We mean to do it all week, but it keeps raining and being freezing cold. Okay, yeah, I remember you emailing. Sorry, this guy about the Chroma. Yes, I do remember you emailing about that, and yeah, I will get onto that because the 164 and the Chroma were very high on my hit list of cars I needed to drive. How's the garage roof? The garage roof is actually surprisingly dry. I've left the plastic sheet up to catch any drips, and there's only like 1 or 2 tiny drips. And last night the rain was so hard it woke us up, and the garage roof barely let a drop through. So it looked insane. People actually unsubscribed from the channel. They were so angry at my attempts at fixing that roof. So I've actually lost subscribers on that video, which is bizarre. But yeah, it's done the trick. The garage is now sealed. I'm going to go and someone recommended a particular kind of concrete ceiling paint, which I'm going to go and get a can of as well. It's like 15 quid. Stevie, Mum's said you had the 2nd generation Fiat Strada. Yeah, they even are. I thought the roof was quite funny. I thought that was good comedy value, but yeah. Volvo or Tomcat? Do you mean which one do I prefer to drive, or which one would I keep if I had to? They're very different cars. They really are. The Tomcat is a proper sports car, and the Volvo is a slow, comfortable cruiser. It's kind of horses for courses. Rover 75 or MG ZT? I think I kind of prefer the 75, but an early one, a nice early one. Neighbour bought a Fiat Regatta on Tuesday. Wow, cool. That would be great to see that. Have I tried a Renault 5 Monaco? Alec, no, I haven't actually. No, I've only seen photos of it. I've never seen a Monaco in real life. So I was trying to struggle to think of its name when I was sat in the Rover 114 the other day. Maxi9, yeah, people unsubscribing because of that video. Yeah, people unsubscribe because I ran the competition as well. So who knows? I guess it's easy to upset people. When is the roof going on, Quentin? Once I've got the MOT, because I can't drive him to the trimmers until I've got the MOT sorted out. Of course, if I do get him MOT, I've got to tax him as well. And because I forgot to untax the Tomcat and the Volvo this month, I've now got the Tomcat, the Volvo, the Mini, and the Alfa taxed, and that'll be a 5th car tax this month, which is ridiculous, as I'm barely going to drive them because the weather's so bad. That's just silly. Well, do you know what I'm hoping, Steve? I'm hoping to review a Lancia Y10 as well. I saw one on the road. I was tempted to follow it back to wherever it stopped, but I thought I might just freak the owner out too much. Renault 21 Savannah or Citroen XM brake? Oh, it could be the Citroen XM brake. Well, the Savannah's quite cool in its own way. Oh, John, you've got 3 new ABS sensors needed. Crikey, that's a lot of money. That was the Golf R I drove the other day. It had a intermittent brake light on it. It was fine when I was driving it, but it came on the way back home. Yeah, the Davey, yeah, the garage roof fix. It was brilliant. £4 something for a can of expandy foam. It has done the trick. It's amazing. What I'm going to do now is paint over the ceiling paint, not paint that seals concrete, not paint for ceilings. So it's waterproof. And then now I've got the plastic sheet kind of gummed up there. I think I'm actually going to just lob it full of expandy foam to add like a insulation layer because it's condensation in there. I think that'll actually make it a really warm, dry garage. Exactly, John. Too right. Mark III Escort or Mark II Golf? Well, if I was going to go in terms of pure quality, I'll go for the Mark II Golf. But I do really I don't know, Mark III Escort. If it was the right spec Mark III Escort, I kind of love them and hate them in equal measure. I don't know. I've had a lot of Mark IIIs. Probably go for Golf. I've not had a Golf. Alpha time. Yes, Jimmy. Yes, the Alpha is running again. It's a video coming out tomorrow morning explaining everything. One thing it didn't. Oh, was that Jake saying good night? Gotta go. See you later, Jake. One thing it didn't get mentioned in the video is that there was a bracket, a hanger for the exhaust missing from the middle of the car from its previous welding repairs, and they had to also weld a new middle bracket because that's why the exhaust pipe kept falling off because it was missing brackets. So there was too much weight on the rear hanger, so they had to graft a new hanger onto the floor of the car. Amazing. Guy, I've also untaxed 5 of my cars. Just had 4 still taxed. Yeah, I need more tax exempt cars. That makes life so much easier. Are there any Fiat Temporas left in the UK? I can't think I've ever seen one in a long time. I'm sure there are collectors who might have some tucked away somewhere. DVLA must love me. I don't know, I'm on their website quite frequently, taking things on and off. What do I think of the Fiat Coupe 20 valve with a straight 5 in it? I love it, especially the turbo. I've got a list of cars. I say a short list. It's not the shortest list. This is just volume 1 of cars I would quite like to own, and the Fiat Coupe is well up on it. Guys, so yes, there are a few Temporas. Yeah, they must be around somewhere. You've not got one, have you? Gavin might have one, mightn't he? Great Alfa 90 review. Thank you very much indeed. Is there more to come of that particular car? Well, if you check out the Rubbish Mechanics channel, there will be, because that's his car, of my Alfa 1145. Yes, there'll be a video tomorrow. Jimmy, yes, I hope you enjoy it. Explains everything that was done apart from the hanger thing I just explained. Maxi, no, my best friend just bought a BX Sport for his collection. Wow, that is an epic car, you're right. He's already got a BX 19's TZD Turbo and an XM 2.5. Wow, that's quite cool. Very unusual, eclectic. Well, not eclectic, just got quite focused on big French cars, but yeah, lovely that. Oh, Morgana, thank you very much indeed. That is also going in the T fund, because heading out into the garage to fix the V8 over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be getting very chilly indeed. A nice warm cup of tea will be doing their best to keep me going. Um, do I have trade car insurance policy? I now have a. It's kind of a weird one, which I found this year, which is a group policy for all the cars covered, and they're all covered for business use, and it covers me to drive other cars as well. So it's like a big multi-car thing. Well, this year coming, I am probably going to change it to a trade policy. Um, but I was going to do it this year, but it's like 2.5 times as expensive, and this one wasn't exactly cheap to start with. So, but yeah, I would quite like to get a trade policy because doing things like moving the convertible to and from the garage and MOT, I could do it on trade plates, and that would save taxing it. But yeah, I kind of figured that the way that 2020 was going, the 2 or 3 times I would have to tax a car for a one-off move would add up to £20 or £40 rather than the cost of everything else, which is quite a lot more. But yeah, I'm going to go trade next year, I think, and keep some cars on classic policies. Looking forward to when I finally finish my 75. Yes, yeah. You emailed me, didn't you, saying it was on the way? I'm looking forward to seeing that. Alfa 147 GTA. What are they like? They are mad torque steering beasts, and there was a tuning company when they were new who would actually up the power. I think 250 was the limit. Alfa said it was sensible to drive it, and who was the company who did it? They took it to about 320. Yeah, even in standard form, they just torque steer like crazy. They are very, very, very rapid. They're very nose heavy as well. But the interior is beautiful because Alfa 147 interiors are wonderful. JD Barnes, welcome to becoming a Furious driver. Yeah, that's something I should mention. I'm not very good at this whole stuff about this kind of thing. There is channel members and their Patreons. If you become a channel member, then I get your name flags up much more brightly on the screen when you're tapping your messages in. I can see them actually coming up on the screen more clearly with a logo next to them, and also you get to see the chats, the recorded chats a month earlier. Auto Delta, thank you. That's right, 325 bhp. How long does the British MOT last? It's 12 months, but if you MOT early, you get up to, I think, an extra 4 weeks ahead of that, so you can make it into a 13-month one if you... that is a Saturn V rocket above my head. That's the Lego Saturn V. That's my birthday present. Oh. Yeah, you've got a Volvo Amazon station wagon. We borrowed one of those for a magazine feature a good few years ago and drove it to France for a duty-free, not duty-free, just a day out. That was a lovely car. I really like an Amazon. I'm guessing you're not in the southeast of England, though, are you? Yeah. I ran on 19. That was famous for its torque steer as well, wasn't it? Nick, hello. You finally made it. Allegros are pretty cool. Someone sent me a link to an Allegro estate for sale this week, which I was tempted by. Don't need it. I need not to buy it, obviously. Mercedes W124 or BMW E34. Well, the 124, it's like the Golf and the Escort again, actually. The W124 is a better built car, but then the E34 is also a very well built car as well. I think in that case, I'll probably, if it was an estate, I'll go for the W124. But if it was a saloon, I'll go for the E34. Oh, getting caught in Lloyd Wilkin Consulting's chat again. From Sweden, yes, I thought you might be. Judging from your name, I guessed you might well be Swedish. Which do I prefer, Focus ST Mark II or Astra VXR from 2005 to 2010? I actually really prefer the Focus, and they're a nicer interior and they're a really nice drive. John R. Two-door estate, I think I may have missed what you're applying to there. What's left to do on the P6 before starting it? I need to fit the alternator, basically everything I said last time really. I haven't really touched it since because it's been freezing cold in the garage. All the bracketry on the front of the engine, so the alternator bracket, the power steering bracket, the pipes to and from the radiator, fit the radiator, and fit the exhausts. That's kind of it really, and put oil in it. So virtually there, almost nothing. John R. Allegro Tudor Estate, that was the one I was sent a link to. I don't know if we're on the same conversation or not, but... Oh, David Henderson, we have an Allegro Estate, last Series 3 1.8 HL on the road. Wow, that's cool. What car would I say has the best T-shelf? Well, it's got to be a Rover, hasn't it? Any 80s, 90s Rover has an awesome T-shelf. Unfortunately, no cup holders. Allegro or Marina? I'm going to go Allegro, actually. I think it's a bit more, slightly more innovative. What's a T-shelf? What's a T-shelf? Good lord, man. It is the flat area of the dashboard where you can put your cup of tea when you stop for a cuppa when you're out on the road. Oh, Alec, thank you very much indeed. Much appreciated. Again, going in the tea kitty. Carlton or Senator? Oh, good question. They're very similar cars, really. I like them both. I like the Carlton more, actually, because I also really like the Caprice of the early 90s, which looks like the Carlton looks like a shrunk Caprice. Have I driven a 1 Series? I was going to say a Series 1 what? But I mean a BMW 1 Series. Just worked out a 2009 118D. Yes, do you know what? It's lovely. Slightly jealous of the gear shift. My 147 shift is lovely, but the BMW 6-speed is something else. Yes, I used to work an awful lot for BMW Car Magazine. I've driven a lot of 1 Series, and they are really good to drive. That is their big selling thing. I've not driven the new front. There's a front wheel drive 1 Series coming out or come out, and I'm kind of unsure whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if it will match the gear shift quality, because that was like a lovely kind of rifle bolt kind of thing. Oh, so they're saying it's two-door estate. But the Mark III Escort was two-door estate, and that looked really cool. But it's a common thing back in the 80s, wasn't it? Good evening, Chambers. Toyota Crown can put a cup on any surface, inside and out. 1 Series was meant to be a Rover 25 replacement. Yeah, there is fairly compelling evidence that does look like the 1 Series was a Rover design that was basically poached and BMWized. If you look at the early sketches of it from Rover, it does look exactly the same as what became the 1 Series. Nigel, any Leyland P76s in the UK to review? Do you know, I've been wondering that myself for a while. I've never seen one or come across one, but if anyone has one, I would love to take a look at it. Otherwise, I've got to go and fly to Australia. Do you think Volvo S40 2008-2009 is a good buy? Yeah, they are. Get a good price on it. I think it's a good buy for the right price. But no, they're very good cars. They're nicely made, nice interiors. Used to get made. Oh, this is terrible. Used to get made fun of for liking Mark 1 and 2 Puntos. No, they're great cars. They're lovely, lovely cars. They're lovely design. They're proper Italian design. Enjoyed the VW thing video. The VW thing was a huge fun thing to drive. Freezing cold. Do I like the newer Volvo S40? I quite like the current Volvo range. In fact, the last sort of 10, 15, 20 years of Volvos have been sort of quite a nice evolution. 89 Toyota Camry. The reliable. I don't know a lot about them, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of 1 Series love coming in. People they do like them. Yeah, the new 1 Series looks like the new Focus. Yeah, it does kind of. Yeah, the new Focus has got slightly odd wheels at the back, positioning wise. Lizzie, hello. First time joining the live chat. Well, welcome aboard. Am I self-taught on all things mechanical? Kind of. Yeah, my dad was into cars, did an awful lot of car fixing on the drive. Built a rally car to do that kind of stuff in. When I was a kid, and I went and helped pass spanners and things in the driveway. That's kind of where I picked it up. Yeah, be careful what you learn from YouTube. Make sure it's not too edited. Get the Haynes manual for your car, then you can sort of read through it. If you're going to do a job, read through it from start to finish before you begin. Otherwise, you might find halfway through you don't know what you're doing next, or you haven't got the right tool. So yeah, that's a good thing. Always make sure you know how the job should go from beginning to end, and you've got all the tools you need to do it, and you've allowed enough time to do it as well. But beyond that, just have a go. Start on something simple like changing the spark plugs or the oil, and move up. Yeah, to bigger and bigger things. I remember my Colt Lance in 1977 with a leaky petrol tank could only put £3 in it before it leaked, and drove all the way to Ireland. That must have been a lot of stops. I had actually a Range Rover Classic, a 1990 I think Classic, which was much the same as that, but I didn't know that until I went above half the fuel tank level and then found that, yeah, that had a dodgy seal in it. I was going to skim back because I was talking and didn't look at the things for a minute. And then I start reading conversations in reverse. Tell me what I get to. Will I ever do a collaboration road trip adventure with Hubnut? Yeah, I would absolutely love to. And we had things kind of embryonically on the cards, but then the whole COVID happened, so everything's just been put on hold. Wales has been on lockdown, England's been on lockdown. Yeah, everything's been up in the air. So hopefully, yes, yeah, we've got ideas and plans. Any joy with the Volvo rear lights? No. Video for Sunday. I've already filmed that as well. Will explain that was not the best day out. Oh, Mark, thank you very much indeed. Super chat if you want to sort of donate to the Tea Fund, to chuck money at the cars that are sort of sucking all the cash in the world, it would appear. Then yeah, you can hit the super chat button and chuck us a quid for a cup of tea. Mark, Tony Collins. Hello, this is Tony. Is a guy restoring the Capri, the Minder Capri, doing an amazing job. You've actually taken time off from the workshop to come and say hello. That's nice. I'm surprised you're not down there fixing something else. Has Quentin made its MOT? Not yet, no. Will I get to test drive the Minder Capri when it's finished? Well, that would be nice, but it's not up to me. It's up to the owner, so hopefully. And best two-door estate is the Rancho. Well, I know it's the best. It's certainly the most interesting. Renault 16s are lovely. If I've skipped any comments, I do apologise. They're coming thick and fast at the moment. Omega 3.2 Estate. They are thirsty but lovely. They're great cars. My friend Jason has got an Omega, but not the Estate. I don't think it's a 2.5, I think. But yeah. Did I ever see the Triumph sports car prototype BMW did when they done Revenant? No, I didn't actually know. That would be interesting to dig out a picture of. It must be online somewhere, I'm sure. Interesting theory. If BMW hadn't sold off Rover to the Phoenix Consortium in 2000, would they still be going? Or that's a good question. Possibly, because they would have so much investment still tied into it. They would have sort of kept on pushing it, maybe just rebadged full BMWs as Rovers. Hello, Richie. Oh, you finally made it home. Did I see the Panhard on iDriver Classic? I've not watched that one yet. I want to go and watch that soon. I do love a Panhard. They're ridiculously interesting cars. They're so cool. Are there any ranchos still about? I think it's about 3. I know the whereabouts of 2 of them. None are local to me, but I'm hoping to get up to. Oh, hang on. Maverick Motors saying hello to Joseph. Any in relation to the Hubnut question? Anything between me, iDriver Classic, Twin Cam, and myself on the cards? Never rule anything out. Once we can all meet up and do things and have events, then absolutely, yeah, that would be. They're great channels. It'd be nice to get together. What are Furious Junior's thoughts on the fleet? They are very, very varied. Some cars he loves, and I'm not allowed to sell. Other cars he's totally indifferent to. Wasn't that fussed about the Alfa, weirdly? He loves the Volvo. What else do you like? He likes the Mini. He loves the blue Rover Tomcat. But the Alfa... I said, the Alfa's back today. And he went, which one's that? The light blue one over there. Oh. Need to educate him some more. JD Barnes, this is not the most Alpha thing ever. Did all the discs and pads on my 147, finished, dropped it off the jacks, handbrake didn't work, wouldn't trust, would just roll, drove it an hour to my friends and back, and it fixed itself. Yep, that is totally and utterly Alfa Romeo to a T. There is another little sidebar on the A145 story, which you'll see in the video tomorrow, which is only just a throwaway comment, but it did get a frustrated phone call from the garage late last night. Learn to drive in a Rover 100. Yeah, lots of people learn to drive in Rover 100s. They're perfect for that kind of thing. Really nice cars to drive, very easy. Any thoughts on the Classic Mini? Yeah, they're great. They're tiny. You wouldn't want to crash one, but they're huge fun. What are the plans to survive this upcoming winter season? Stay indoors with a duvet. Well, just try and, I don't know, get through it. Hello, Adam. Nice to see you, Adam Toms. Nice to see. Yeah, Steph, I Drove Classic, did do the Citroen Visa. Yeah, that was a nice car. She's finding some good cars at the moment. Did I bobtail the Range Rover Classic? No, I didn't. I bought that car for 800 quid off eBay as a runner with an MOT. I kept it very nearly 6 months, and it was a constant source of problems. It kept on throwing its alternator and power steering belts off. Never did get to the bottom of that. Lots of other issues, and I think the head gasket started going or something. In the end, I just stuck it on eBay and got back about what I paid for it. I just wanted it gone because it was a never-ending source of hassle. And the windows wouldn't go back into the doors. They kind of drop down because they rot out. Everything was wrong on that car. No, I've never driven a Merc A180 Sport yet. That's a yet. No, I've not got any snap-on tools. I've got a few Tang tools. I've got some Imperial ratchet ones. I forget what brand they are, but they're very good. No, not any Tang. Fair bit of Draper stuff. Have I driven a Passat W8? No, I haven't. Someone's offered me a Phaeton to drive, but it's not W8 one. It's the smaller engine. I think it's a straight six. I've forgotten what engine size. But I still want to drive that because that's still just the experience of driving a Phaeton. Will the brakes cope with the 4.6? Yeah, I think they will actually, Guy, because the brakes on a P6 were already over-engineered. They were designed for the automatic. They were designed for a lot of power. That's one thing that kind of doesn't need uprating on the entire car. If I find it isn't really dealing with it particularly well, I will put bigger discs and pads on there. But it's already a big servo, and it's already got sort of discs all round, so it's a decent system as it is. Best worst experience in filming a review for the channel. Rain is always a problem. Noise, background noise is the worst thing, and that happens quite frequently actually. There were some outtakes I meant to stick in the last members video, but I forgot, so I'll stick them in the next one. When I was filming one of the episodes of the Capri, and some guy just drove past with the loudest exhaust you've ever heard, and he kept on going and going and going and going. It was terrible. Oh, Mark, thank you very much indeed. Super chatted 5 quid. Thank you very much indeed. I will enjoy a nice warming cup when I'm out in the garage with the Rover this week. 80s Lagonda, yeah, those are mad things. They're as mad as the wooden one that he designed as well. Do I like the Ford Focus 2005? I actually really like the really, really, really early ones. They're kind of my favourites. Oh, James, hello as well. There's another super chat, so thank you. I do appreciate that. More cups of tea. I'm trying to read the question you've written as well. What's my feelings on modern car suspension setup being too stiff? Personal feeling that 90s to early noughties were better for noughties. Yeah, I kind of agree. A lot of cars are really, really stiff. If you drive in a sports car from the 90s, I think I've probably mentioned this a couple of times in reviews actually, that when you're driving along in a 90s sports car, it feels really soft. It's as soft as like the softest comfortable car now. So yeah, I think Hoovy often goes on about this in Hoovy's garage in America. Everything is built for speed in the Nürburgring, when often you just want something soft. And having had the Volvo for a few weeks, you kind of really appreciate just a lovely squishy ride every now and then, just to kind of waft around in. When are we going to get a review on a classic Mini? I actually had some of that lined up a little while ago, but then COVID happened. A friend has got a lot of Minis and things, and I was going to spend a day driving a bunch of their cars. Any Vauxhall reviews in the pipeline? Nothing solid yet, but I'm kind of hoping to find some of that before too long. Peugeot Dude, it's a suspension that's too stiff or the tyres too thin. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, low profile tyres. You need to have softer suspension to compensate for the low profile tyres. Ever lost a camera during filming? When I saw, before I started the channel properly, when it was just bolting GoPros onto the sides of cars and just not talking about it, just doing driving videos, I did have a fake GoPro which fell off, which was really annoying. I went up and down the road looking for it for ages and never did locate it. Fell off the front of a yellow Lotus. Am I going to... Oh, hello. About sub 900. Yeah, I would love to take a Sub 900 for a drive. There's a really good garage called Two Stroke Turbo up like Cambridge way, I think, and drove a couple of cars up them with them a while ago, and they've come inviting me back. But obviously 2020 happened, and then nothing else did. Yeah, our Bath 595, great fun, but wow, but yeah, they not great comfortable things for long drives. Oh wow, look, brilliant. 1928 Citroen completed. Yeah, drop me an email to remind me. I've got a database. I've got a database that's overly grand. It's a list of cars with people's phone numbers and their locations. Drop me an email. I would love to drive that. It's 1928 Citroen because I love a pre-war car. The challenge is just so much more interesting. What do I think about 1989 Camry? I don't know a lot about them. I know they're astonishingly reliable, but I don't know they've got massive character. I need to drive one and be refreshed. It's a long time since I've been in one. Probably about, when was 1989? That was 31 years ago. About 30 years since I've been in one. Hasn't my factory video of the Kia factory in Slovakia has now got over 1 million views, which for this channel is just astounding. And that wasn't even when the channel was doing anything. That was just happened to be going there for work, and I put cameras on tripods and time lapsed it. Any thoughts on the new 500e? Yeah, it's quite interesting, and same as the Corsa. It's a good idea to sort of, if you want to move people into electric cars, take regular cars and electrify them. It takes the shocking things away from people. Oh, Jace, more cherry brandy. Yeah, that's bad stuff for you if you hear the colours. Oh, Davey, thank you very much indeed. Yes. Yeah. The invoice on the Alfa. Let's not go there. But hopefully you enjoy seeing it on the road again tomorrow. Oh, David, you've been to Two Stroke to Turbo. Yeah, looked after his 95 V4. That's a nice car as well. Was the Alfa 75 popular in the UK? It was as popular as Alphas got, which at the time wasn't massively popular. They were considered a bit niche and a bit weird, a bit fun, and a bit different. And it wasn't a time when being different was really good. So yeah, there weren't a huge number to start with, and there's not many left at all now. Thank you. Look at the email address is down below. Drop me a message. That'd be great to hear from you. What do I think about fully automated cars in the future? I absolutely dread it. That's the worst thing I've ever heard from technology. I'm not looking forward to that at all. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people as well. I think actually the developers have been slightly shocked at the level of unhappiness at the prospect of driverless cars from so many people. I mean, a lot of people are loving the idea of it, but then they kind of missing the point that perhaps if driverless cars do work, then we'll not be able to drive at all. Oh, John, you owned it, you drove it, 75 2 litre twin spark. Oh, yeah, lovely car. The perfect weight distribution. Mad looks though. Oh, Dave, you like the Mark 5 Escort? I might have something you might like coming up before too long, hopefully. Am I right in thinking you did a video of a closed Art Deco car dealership? Yes, I did. That was me back in springtime, I think. The Roots Garage in Maidstone. Beautiful building, kind of weirdly empty and haunting when everything gone from it. If I had to electrify one of the fleet to future-proof it, which would it be? Good question. If it was to future-proof it, it meant I could keep it forever. It would have to be the Rover 2000 because that's the car I will keep forever. If it was any car just because, I would quite like to do the black Rover V8 because that's the same as the police cars in Gattaca, because I do love a movie reference, or the Mercedes W123 because I think that would be quite fun because the engine in that, although it's smooth, it really is slow. It's not an amazingly powerful engine. It's the worst engine in the range basically. So there'd be no great loss in electrifying that one, and it'd be quite fun to have an electric Mercedes because it would be massively smooth and already an automatic. So again, no great loss there. Were there any Taiwanese Yulong cars imported to the UK in the early 90s? Not that I'm aware of. Anviltech, No, I went and bought bolts for them this week. The manifolds on the V8, they will fit. I just haven't got around to doing it because I didn't get to go and buy bolts until yesterday. E36 hasn't been too bad. Worst job was rear wheel bearings. Actually, E36s were a solid BMW. They were kind of before they started going shonky. I've one underrated Rover. I've always loved the Streetwise my dad had years ago, and I loved it. I think the Streetwise, which is a 25 with body kits on it, it was a really good idea of Rover to do a Streetwise, because it's what was about to come. It was a kind of soft roader Rover revolution was on the cards. It was any time it was going to happen, but then they were kind of ahead of the curve. So yeah, if everyone else had kind of caught up and they'd been in sync with the rest of the world, then yeah, they could have stormed the world. But no, it just yeah didn't quite happen. Well, why would someone unsubscribe after watching the roof bodge? I don't know, because I didn't like the fact I was bodging it, but it worked. It's been dry ever since. So, oh, Maxine, you're in Europe though, so you might have had the long feeling, whereas we didn't. Honestly, went abroad. No, it's not the builder who moved out. It's the other side. Still, builder man Dave is still next door, which is good because we like Dave. And the new neighbours, they do seem to be car fans. I've seen them doing some DIY in his car in the drive already, so I think we're going to be okay. So lost the track of where I was going. Were there dealers for Lancers in the UK? Yes, there used to be. Lancia pulled out the UK almost about 10 years ago now, which is a real shame. But they tend to be Alfa and Fiat in the same place. That Clarkson quote is good. If anyone makes an autonomous car, the designer should be made to take it down death road in Bolivia, and if no poo is in his pants after, then maybe he could buy one. What do I think of the Rover Hubnut Rover 75? I rather like it. I'm slightly miffed that he bought one before I did, because now when I finally get a Rover 75, everyone's going to say, "Oh, you're copying Hubnut, aren't you?" But no, I've been after a, well, fancying a 75 for a long time. No, it's great he's got one because they're good fun. And I know it's a little bit rough, but he's making it better. I also going to get a Saab 900 headline done in January. Good, that'll make it a much nicer car. Paul, thank you very much indeed. Super chat, very much indeed. Did I look at many of the other cars in KGF Classics whilst I was there? They didn't have a lot in. He had a bit of a selling spree. I drove a second car, which you'll see in a couple of weeks' time, which actually kind of a remarkably similar development story to the Metro. I had a look at the KA, which I wanted to drive, but that's sold. And he got another really nice something else just arrived as well. I just had a bit of a poke over. But yeah. Please do a Mark II XR2 review. I'd love to actually, yeah. This stream is a bigger delay than I first thought. No, it's just me taking a long time because I'm answering questions and then so many comments are coming in, I can't keep up. Oh yeah, Lizzie, I too like the look of the V6 Estate 75s. I drove one, a manual one, not that long ago, and I absolutely loved it. I was actually coming back seriously tempted to buy that car. In a way, I'm glad I didn't, but you know, I kind of wish I had at the same time. Yeah, Hubnut did have a 75 before, didn't he? He didn't like it, you're right. So I'm not sure why he's gone back to it again, just purely to spite me. If I wanted a 75, what engine would I like? I would probably want the V6 because I would be buying it as a silly car that wasn't mattering about economy and stuff. So I go for the nice engine, but with a manual, and be the 2.5 V6, not the 2 litre. Oh, Lancia stopped in 1993 in the UK. Really? Was it long ago as that? Wow, God, time flies. Yeah, I have a few specialist importers. That's, I guess, why I'm still seeing them around. Anviltech, I remember Wilson Purvis in Horsham. Yeah, the Alfa had a bit of a cull and a switch around of dealers around 2010, I think it was. A lot of good dealers went, sadly. What's the favourite Punto I've driven? Well, that would be a Mark 1. It'd either be, I've driven quite a few, my wife's convertible, which she had when it was like 3 years old, and that was a really nice car, which would not sold that, or the white one I drove on the channel, because that white one was just fantastic. Absolutely loved that car. Phil, the thing with V6 Tourers is that they have a bit of rot in the back, don't they? And it's getting harder and harder to find nice Rover 75s. Now is a good time to snap one up while they're still cheap, though. Yeah, the 2-litre V6 from Rover makes noise but not much else, which is exactly true, which is why they dropped it in favour of the 2.5. And yeah. Hubnut must have matured, be getting pipe and slippers to drive a 75. Harsh. Why do I think Rover put the wonderful front seats and obliterated the rear legroom? Because the rear legroom in a Metro or Rover 100 was really not important to that point, because they knew the only people buying the car were going to be pensioners who were never using the back seat, and the R8 front seats were really comfortable and supportive, and they're going to sit in that driver's seat and be impressed. And so that's, I think, is why they did that, probably. Love the Punto, learned to drive in it, yeah. Oh, broke down. Oh no. More videos on the 123 will come soon, but I can't weld on it when it's outside in the rain, so rainy days mean I can't work on it until I put some kind of cover or build some kind of cover over the top. I've got a V8 Rover 75, a P4. Have you actually got a V8 75? That'd be quite cool, because that'd be a custom, wouldn't it? It's not that red one with the tubbed arches, is it, by any chance? Am I naming Alfa Phoenix? And I tend to call it Wabbit because of the number plate. New C4 is more Citroen than ever. Actually, there have been a lot of nice looking Citroens again recently. They're starting to get a bit interesting. Alfa 75 or Rover 75? No, they are very different propositions. Because it wouldn't be my everyday car, it'd be a silly car to own. I think I'd go for the Alfa 75. Again with the V6 though. Best rear end, Opel Monza. Good question, actually. I had the Manta, the Mark 1 Manta. That's a really nice back end of a car. Hello, Darren, free Ryan Chips. Check out the Dodge Charger Civilian Edition police car on East Coast Classics channel. Oh, I've not seen that, no. I'm still after a Crown Vic, to be honest. The import duty is just a killer. Ethan from Car Throttle has just got a multipler. Yeah, do you know what? I follow Alex on Twitter, and the multipler was for sale for 250 quid. Must come and collect it today, though. And I was busy today, so I didn't make an offer, but I was seriously tempted for 250 quid for a multipler, so I'm guessing they finished filming with that. VW 105 injectors, best place to buy? I have no idea. I'm going to say eBay, because I found a lot of stuff, weird things on eBay for cars recently, including fuel injectors. Wedgwood Blue Rover 75 was indeed a minter, Adam. It was so nice. I really wanted to buy that car. Oh yeah, I got for a friend a 2001 Rover 75 Connoisseur V6 manual, Old English and white. That sounds like a nice car. Can I do some minivan reviews? Yeah, I've kind of got some ideas for doing minivans. I assume you mean things like small people carriers. Going back to the previous, losing track of the comments. I'm using on an iPad Mini. I need to go and wrestle the iPad, full-size iPad off my son, but he's got his own YouTube subscriptions on there, so I can't get onto it. Mercury Cougar is what I need. Yeah, you're not wrong. I saw an advert for Mercury Cougar today. Can I review an Alfa 146? I could. I mean, I've reviewed the 145, and there's not a lot of difference, to be honest. They're exactly the same car apart from the boot. Oh, Steve had a Citroen C2 Loeb. Now, I know who Sebastian Loeb is. What was the difference between the C2 and the Loeb edition? Bedford Bambi. Oh, that would be a great fun review. Do you know, after watching the recent Mighty Car mods, I'm quite looking at the idea of a mini truck. Not minivan, mini truck. Oh, Darren, found a Buick Roadmaster wagon in white wooden panels. Yes, do send me the link. Yeah, my wife will be on a plane out to kneecap you, but do send me the link. Have I seen Steph's post about the nasty? Yeah, I've joined the conversation on Facebook about that. That was horrible. Yeah, in case anyone's not seen that, I drive a classic. Steph had her Metro parked outside the house, and someone wrote in all sort of block capitals, "How dare you park here like a dangerous parking or something, making the place look like a scrapyard." Just really abusive and nasty. Horrible person. Citroen C3, new C3, nice looking car. Yeah, Citroen design is looking quite nice, and Peugeot design is particularly nice at the moment. Am I doing any more videos like the Medway Queen? Yeah, so as and when I find things that are interesting enough to warrant a video, yeah, I'd love to do more. It's almost worth doing a second channel, but because no one would know the channel, no one would watch it. But then hardly anyone watched the Medway Queen anyway, so... Yeah, furious parking for Steph, unfortunately. More Scammel content. Well, I've got a couple of leads on trucks and buses. Again, you know, 2020-ness has put a crimp on it. Yeah, big old Scammel would be nice. I even found a tank I was going to drive at one point. There's a question to Classic Britain. How's the spare sales going? But I don't know if he's actually here or not. Oh, he says yes, he's going well. Sorry, Davey's got a Scottish car enthusiast. But Steph's note, someone's saying the Metro made the place look like a council estate. He lives on a council estate and there's no Metros. Well, maybe she could send it around to you. I don't know. I think a Metro improves it. Any road, frankly. Put a Metro on it, it brings up the property values. Just because her car gets more attention than their posher car. Yeah, probably, yeah. Bedford TK, yeah. What's the most impractical vehicle I've ever had or driven? Well, I currently own the most impractical vehicle in the world, but it doesn't have a motor in it, and that's a Sinclair C5. I would say the Wooden Wonder that I drove, the Towns Hustler, was also fairly well up there on the impractical stakes, but lots of fun. Ford Taunus or Cortina, maybe soon. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's lots of big old sort of army type things, Scammels, Stalwarts. Fire engine collaborations with LMM. Yeah, again, I was planning to go up and visit them and look around their barn, but you know. Oh, that's a story. I was almost born in a Mark 1 TC estate. Wow. It's almost a shame that you weren't, because that'd be a great story. Have I ever driven a Volvo 850? Actually, no, I haven't. No, I need to correct that. Steph's car is probably more better condition than the horrible, lesser writing person's scrap heap. Yeah, Phil, you're right. Steph's channel's got a really stepped up with some really great cars recently. I'm a little bit jealous. I want to buy an Alfa 33 Series 3. What should I look out for? Rust is the main thing. They were galvanised, so they don't rust too badly, but do look out in the same places as my 145, so in the sills, in the strut tops, everywhere on the floor really for rust. Check the engine oil is looking good, and the electrics. The electrics are an absolute nightmare on those cars, worse than the rust issue. The one I had, it would open the boot on its own, it would drop the windows into the doors. It was just, yeah, make sure everything works and check it twice, and then let it cool down and let it warm up, and yeah, do spend a long time looking at it. Uh, Stevie, yeah, some of the abuse Steph gets online is terrible, as well as on letters on her car. She's a lovely person, warm, friendly, rivet. Yeah, yeah, but she's a woman, so she's an easy target, unfortunately. So she gets some horrible comments on her videos, which is really harsh. Found a Crown Vic in the UK for £7,000. Is that the black and white one? Because there was a black and white on eBay a couple of weeks ago. There aren't many in the UK. My friend from Kent had to drive his TX Bedford backwards up Bluebell Hill before the bypass. Yeah, the old road up Bluebell Hill, which is apparently massively haunted. There's a woman who jumps out in front of cars, and then she gets hit, and then when the person goes out to see where the person is, she's gone. Yeah, the old road is astonishingly steep. Yeah, Minor Capri is getting there. It's not long before the engine and things will be back into it. What would you say to someone who will be getting a Nissan Micra K11? I'd say enjoy your Micra K11, because you will. They're nice little cars. Have I been to the Rover Museum at Dunsfold? No, I've seen lots of photos of it, but I've never actually been there. Oh, well, the Sinclair, I need to put some gubbins into it. I'll do a little video about it one day, explaining why it's never moved from the back of the garage. But yeah, oh, do. Yes, how dare you be a nice and lovely person? I guess that's about Steph. A friend attempted to drive a stalwart around the Isle of Wight, but ended up emergency landing on Osborne Beach. Yeah, Alex, you're quite right. There certainly needs to be a few more heritage Audis coming my way. I did send an email. I need to go and chase her up about that. Your golf, I think, is looking a lot better now, by the way. That will be, yeah, soon. Oh, K11 used to rust a lot underneath. So, yeah, make sure you look underneath it and pay over £1,000, apparently. John R, yes. We've had a few conversations about this offline. Yeah, she gets some horrible comments about basically being a woman, really, and talking about cars. How dare she? Have I visited the Alfa Romeo Museum? No, I haven't actually. No, Centro Storico. I've been to a thing in London where they shipped a lot of their cars over for a display, which is amazing. But I'd love to go over to Italy and actually view it properly. I was born in a Peugeot 406 wagon. Okay, so had someone nearly born in a Rover P6 estate, and now someone who actually was born in a 406 estate. Any more births in cars? Hello, Pete. You all right? Pete Tinder met me at Wayne's. Nice to see you here tonight. Hope you're well. Hello, John. Do I enjoy cooking? I don't mind cooking. I used to cook a bit, but then my wife turned out to be really, really very good at it indeed. So she kind of does it all. But I do a really good lasagna. Can I do a Ford Fiesta Mark 7? Yeah, do you know what? I want to do a lot more new modern cars, and the later Fiestas are certainly up on that list. Quite interesting. Oh, yeah. Alex, Maxidine, yeah, I should put you in contact at some point. Explain who each other are. Oh, it's a 2009 X-White Police Interceptor, not on eBay. Oh, Thanos, where is that Crown Vic advertised? Do let me know. Do I think the Boxer engine worked in the early 1456s? Not really, no, it needed the T-Spark. But having said that, I did own a 33 with a Boxer because I really wanted to drive and own a car with a Boxer for a while. Oh yeah, same as Miss Hubnut. Yeah, I think Ian sort of moderates the comments quite carefully about that. Oh, Ian got a lot of creepy comments. Yes, he did. Yeah, he has to go through and sort of, yeah, do a lot of deleting and stuff. I should drive a Vectra C. Which one's the Vectra C? What year was the Vectra C? Because I drove some of the early Vectras and I wasn't very impressed with them. Ever had a motorcycle? No, I've fallen off one once, and that was about 100 yards from where I started riding it, and I gave in after that. I'd like to restore some classic bikes because I think that would be really quite fun to be building. 50cc in it. Are you talking about the Sinclair C5? Hello, Ivor. Hello. Get the flag on the C5. We need more than the flag. John Bluenose. Hello. You've become a Furious driver. Thank you for becoming a member. Nice to have you aboard. Have I driven a Vauxhall, a Gila, or a Suzuki wagon Mark 1? Yeah, I think I've driven the Suzuki version. Oh, great fun. I need to try and find. I was thinking the other day I need to try and find one of those for the channel because that'd be hilarious. Yeah, been to Dunsfold half a dozen times. Yeah, I need to go down there for a nice quiet day to have a drive around. Pete, thank you very much indeed. Stevie, I will be going to car shows next year. I think we're all desperate to get to car shows as soon as we can. Yeah, Mecca of the Landy nerds is Dunsfold. Have I been out in the Alfa from Wayne's? No, we talked about that, but because I've already done a review on my 145, there wasn't enough difference. The problem is when you find a nice car and you've already reviewed one that's very similar, there's not really much else to say about it again. You just take it for a drive and then just like, well, this is nice. And there's not a lot of value in it as a video. So I thought about it, but sadly couldn't justify it as a matching gas turbines with the P6 and the C5. Now that would be an interesting conversion, double conversion. 2008 to 2002 to 2008. Yes, I thought it was. Yeah, that was the last one I drove, and I particularly wasn't impressed with it. It was a rental car when my 146 got hit by a truck, and I was so unimpressed after driving the Alfa 146. I never wanted to drive another one again. I should give it another go though. I think they got better as they went on. Oh yeah, Hoovy, Paulie. See, Hoovy's got a decent BMW. He's got an E30 325iX, which is the BMW I want, the four-wheel drive E30. I'd love one of them. I've only seen one for sale ever though. Oh, so I've got an old grandpa moped, one of those 50cc mopeds where you pedal. Oh yeah, I used to go to France on holiday in the 80s and see them everywhere. Been sat in original condition in the attic. Does it still work? Can you get it out and ride it? I'd love to see that running. Tom, drop me an email. That'd be really cool. The Agila, I would love to see that in the metal. Take it for a ride. Yeah, the email address is down below. Yes, Pride of Longbridge. Yes, really hoping that does happen. I've been looking forward to getting any of my cars to that. Bluebird ZX Turbo. Yeah, that'd be a fun thing to find. Lots of nice suggestions tonight. Will I sell or keep the Rover convertible? The plan has always been to save it because it's destined for the scrapyard. And I think someone said the other day there are 43 convertibles left on the road. It's only 2 on 6s. And get it nice, get it into a good going car, and then move it on to a going. So it's an enthusiastic owner. No, nasty comments are not appropriate at all. No need for it. What was your mother used to say? If there's nothing to say nice, don't say anything at all. Will George out-qualify Bottas? A good question. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow. Yeah, the E30 325i was the cheapest E30 in America. I've not watched the latest video. Was it terrible in some way? Hello, James. This is James, also an Alfa fool. Rover Sterling would be worth a review. I do know of an American spec Rover Sterling, but it does belong to a car magazine, so I don't know if it would be available. I've got a tickly throat now. That was the last question I saw there. There's a 2004 Fiat Coupe 16 valve for sale here in the US. Wow. I wonder how it got there. Is it a good car? Yes, it's a brilliant car. It's basically the same car as my Alfa 145, but in coupe form. It's also the same car as the Alfa GTV and the Alfa Spider from that period. Yeah, it's a wonderful car. I would really like one. A great design, designed by Chris Bangle, actually. what are my opinions on Ford cars and would I drive one? I think they're really good. As tiny cars go and tiny packaging, they're very clever. They're nice design, especially the early ones. And they've kind of grown up and become more mature and comfortable as the years have gone on. But now they're great. I really like them. Unfortunately, the early ones tend to be very, very rusty, especially around the fuel tank and where the fuel tank mounts. And it's really hard to see unless you put it on a lift. So it's easy to buy a duffer. Oh, the little moped. Attach the tank, put some gas in, and start it up. Oh well, it's the only one in Finland of that brand. Wow, cool. Well, I should change the gearbox oil. Yeah, don't break it. Brilliant. That's so cool. There's also a Miele moped in the attic. Is that like the fridge company? I never pronounced that right. Oh, you should definitely get that going. That'd be fun. Yeah, early Rover Sterling. Yeah, I'll have to have a word with James about that. Ever driven a Renault 25? My granddad used to have a Renault 25 V6 actually as a brand new company car. That was very comfortable. There's a couple for sale weirdly at the moment. They all seem to come out of the woodwork at the same time. Lisa said soon just mended, yeah. 13 grand for in the US for the coupe. They are getting strong money now. 13 grand sounds like a lot, but I don't know if there's any others for sale in America. So I think they generally go for about 5,000 to 10,000 pounds here in the UK. I've actually not watched Hubnut's review of the MGF yet. I saw it flash up. I've not actually had time to see it yet. Had no time to actually sit in front of YouTube. The problem with doing YouTube is you don't get much time to watch anyone else's videos very often. I actually have done a MGTF about 18 months ago, actually. It was one of Stone Cold's cars. Really nice car, actually. Quite enjoyed driving that. Max, you got a Honda C320 or moped in the garage, restored 15 years ago. Yeah, those little Hondas are always reliable. The ST1 police car, that was an enormously fun car to drive. Great car. Yeah, Bangle did some interesting designs. Sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. He was always pushing things. Evening, Alex. Hello. Rich. Yeah, US allows imports of cars 25 years and older, and Canada just 15. Yeah, I've forgotten Canada was slightly newer. So when did the Fiat Coupe come out? Is that just old? 1995? Yes, it's just old enough, isn't it? If it's 94, 95. Would love to see a review of a Hyundai Accent or Daihatsu Charade. That's exactly the kind of chod I'm always looking for, and sort of go and ask people. Ever seen any really weird and rare stuff like the Probe 16? Is that the Ford Probe, like the Mondeo-based thing from the 90s? Yeah. Crown Vic on Car and Classic. Oh, thank you, Thanos. I will have a look at that later on. The chat ends now. Bye. Rich, is that the new Ford Puma or the old Ford Puma? I have got an old Ford Puma lined up, and if you're watching, you know who you are, and I'll try and get to you very soon. Sorry. Ever heard of the Honda Quintet? Yes, I have. I've not seen one in a long time. Rover 30 TS, crikey. Let me challenge there. I'll be finding one. A 1991 1.7 Puma, that's the best one. Probe 16, from the Clockwork Orange. Yeah, that was a very different thing from the Ford Probe. Not Mondeo based in any way, shape or form. What's the hardest vehicle to drive or operate I've had? That would be the 1930 Morris Minor, where the pedals weren't in the correct order. That was quite a challenge. Definitely get 156 if you can. Yes, absolutely. I loved mine. That's the 626 in disguise. Wasn't the 626 also Mondeo based as well? There's all some shared components in there somewhere. Have I ever seen an Alfa Sud estate? Have I? I've seen Mark 133 estate. I can't remember if I've seen a Sud estate. What an interesting a Frontier 2.8? Yes, absolutely. Email down below, body in the boot. Drop me an email. That'd be really cool. 4 probe and Mazda 6 shared 2.5 engine on the bigger engine probe. Yeah, I'd love to do a Bond bug. They're hilarious. I want to get a late 90s Cadillac DeVille or 2000 DTS. Yeah, those kind of things are quite cool. There was, what was that thing that turned up on one of the Facebook groups? It was up in the north of England. Oh gosh, James. Oh, it was maybe it was a Buick. It's 750 quid, and I was sorely tempted. Big old American thing. Anyway, James, would I like to drive a Alfa Arna? I would absolutely love to drive an Alfa Arna. I do have a lead on something along those lines, though. I'll drop an email later on. Who's my favourite car designer? It'd be David Bache, who did many wonderful British cars. I can hear the stairs. I think they're about to get the traditional lights flashing on and off and bursting in of a child in a second while I'm told to go and help read stories.
Hello.
That would be the child. Hello. Thank you very much indeed, Andy. Really appreciate that. Just bought. R2D2, yes, you could. Yes, and also I remember the Frontier is drowning
I've
in
got
base.
something.
Hello, child. There's a child in the room. I think this is where the live chat ends.
Hello. Hello, Arthur, if you're watching.
Shout out to Arthur. Oh dear, Furious Junior. Right. Good night, everyone. I think this is where it becomes untenable to continue. So I'll say good night, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining
Did you
in.
answer the guy's? Did you answer that person's question?
I think so. Time to die. It's about to be sworded to death. Hello, Mini Furious. Night, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon.
I finished Home Alone 4.
Good. Where's your button for this thing? Take care, everybody. Good